So the Schools of Hope this year has been slightly changed, and I just want to tell you this briefly because I think this is important. So we actually, last year we were able to apply for funding so that we could actually do a little bit more work for it. So the way that they had set it up was that if you were a failing school, they would give extra money per student and create more wraparound services. Again, we weren't required to do anything, but we applied so we could have, and we ended up having 3 schools to do that. This one this year is where they would actually combine the Schools of Hope with the low 300 schools, so schools that weren't performing as well. And we would get additional services for GNF schools. So this is a little bit of a change. There's also the Hope Scholarship, which has been created, which is kind of like another tax credit scholarship. So people would be able to take money from their sales of their cars, and tell me if I'm wrong on any of this, but I want to make sure I get this right. On the sale of their car or their truck, when they buy it, they can actually send some of those tax dollars to create these Hope Scholarships. And they say that it would help kids who are being bullied in school, and they would give them additional funding to send them to private schools. But what it really doesn't do is deal with any of the bullying issues. They're just trying to pull these kids out and send them to a private school. That's not fixing any problem. It's not fixing the problem within the school. And then I'm not really sure what it's doing for the private schools, sending a student who really needs additional services, and now we're just going to send them over to a different school. I think we, as a school district, do a really good job of dealing with when somebody's feeling bullied. We have a 0 tolerance. We get in there, we deal with it. It's happened at my daughter's school. I've watched it happen with students where we will send an entire team in there to fix an issue when it occurs, because this is a priority for us. We don't want any kid to go through this. And I've even seen it happen with our staff where we try to work on things like that. So I feel like some of these bills, when they're coming down, they make them sound pretty. They attach them, as Mr. Shaw said, to all these other different parts of the bills, and they make it so it seems like something that you would want to happen in your schools. But when you really break it down, what they're doing is just every day taking a little bit more and a little bit more away from public schools. It's death by 1,000 cuts. They are trying very desperately to take away more and more from our school system